Hello everyone, my name is Brennan. Welcome back to another Blender tutorial. This is Tutorial Tuesday, and today I'm doing a tutorial on how to create the Ikea Vidja lamp. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like Vidja, I don't know. It's some probably Swedish or something, because I think Ikea is a Swedish company. But anyway, okay, so this is the model that I modeled of the Ikea lamp. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. I didn't do the core, didn't include that. You can include it if you'd like. I forgot to add smooth modifier actually. I mean, not smooth modifier, but just smooth. Okay, so yeah, this has a, might need an edge split actually, but I forgot to do this, but it's okay. Could even just do a subsurf modifier and add a edge loop there. But anyway, this is the basic modeling. It's pretty basic. Thought I would do this as a quicker tutorial. Only because, you know, I didn't really have an idea for a tutorial for this time, but this is my idea, so it's a simple idea. But if you have any ideas, don't hesitate to comment. Just leave a comment on one of my videos and let me know. Even email me. You can email me, go to the About page or tab on my YouTube channel, and you can find that there. Okay, so let's get into it without just looking at this forever. But we're probably going to be doing the materials also as well in the same tutorial series on this same part. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to load up a reference image on the side here in the UV image editor. And we can model off of that reference image. I believe it is under here. I think it's right here in the Ikea Vidja floor lamp. Looks just like this. There it is right there. Okay, that's what it looks like right here. I also have the dimensions that I can put probably in the description. It is 54 inches tall. It is 7 inches diameter. So, of course, as I mentioned in the description, this is going to be made to scale, so it's going to be actual. We're going to make it in the correct dimensions as such. So, let's go ahead and start by adding a cylinder, because as you can see here, there's at the bottom piece. There's a lot of cylinder pieces here. If you look at all the shapes, cylinder here, cylinder there, cylinder starting at the bottom, and all three of these are cylinders. We're going to use an array modifier to duplicate these all the way up, because we can do that. So let's go into the front view and add a cylinder. Let's go to mesh, add a cylinder, and let's check the options here. Let's make this, it looks like right now it's 6 feet tall, which is not at all what we want. We want this to be 54 inches, so we just press the inches symbol there, and it actually it is 4.5 feet, 45 inches. I mean, wait, I'm doing it wrong. 54. I'm sorry, 54 inches. 54. It's 4.5 inches. Wait, did I type that in? I don't know. I probably did. 54 inches is 4.5 feet tall. Okay, so the diameter is 7 inches. So we'll have to do for X and Y, we'll make that the same. So now this is, it is 7 inches diameter. So if you have increment snapping on, you can just press GZ and then hold down Control. And it looks like it's not perfectly snapping, but that's alright. All we have to do is press Control Shift and drag it up. And right about there, that's probably good. Okay. Now the height is 54 inches. So that's the height. But what we want to do is go into front view. We might actually use the measuring tool, because we can really use that. I don't seem to have the add-on, but I think we can just use this as our measuring tool. We'll just use this cylinder, and we'll add another cylinder. We'll just duplicate this cylinder. Move it to the center. Just press Shift S selection to cursor, and we can drag it back up. Put it back on there, and well, actually, I'll leave it up a little bit because this piece down here will be that will be extra. Adding extra length to this object. And why is it adding all these? Okay. All right. So let's scale this down. Move this piece down, the top, to about there. Kind of divide it up. Looks like that should be a good amount. All right. Now let's check to see with the array modifier how this will divide. Oh, it's the wrong one. Z is the bottom. So Z should be the one about, yeah, we can leave it at 1 because we'll just make sure to delete the bottom and top faces. Delete the bottom and top faces here. And let's duplicate it 3 times. It's a little tall, so we'll just drag this down to match the cylinder right next to it. About there is good. Perfect. That's great. Okay, so what we need to do now is add the bottom piece. We'll just leave this array modifier on, and we'll also just hit smooth. Go into front view. Select this bottom loop and press Shift S, cursor to selected. Let's add another cylinder. Scale this down to about there. It's about right. A little bit smaller. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we'll extrude this, scale it out till it's about matching a little bit wider in diameter, and extrude it up till it covers this edge of this lamp. Cloth material. I think it's actually fabric, some kind of material. And let's hit smooth that out. And it looks really weird, so we'll add an edge split. Yeah, looks pretty good. I think that'll work. Then again, it is pretty sharp. Let's add a bevel. Bevel's not going to work too good on this thing. Too well. I don't think, at least. Add some segments. Yeah, it does look kind of weird, especially because this has multiple edges here. We might want to just add a subsurf modifier. At least 2 subdivisions. Add in some edge loops. And that'll look really nice. Just crease it up. Make it like this. And we'll just delete this face on the top. We don't even really exactly need it. Delete this top face. Select the edge loop right there. Did I select the face? Yep, I did. Okay, press delete faces. And there we go. It's deleted. I think that looks pretty good. Just add one more edge loop here to make that. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, perfect. All right. This bottom piece, I think I will extrude it in as well, just to get rid of those weird lines. When you have it like this, sometimes it looks a little weird, but didn't look too bad. But I'll just do that anyway. All right, looking great. So what we need to do next is just select this top edge loop and add these rings here. So add one of them, and it will automatically duplicate because we have the array modifier turned on. It will automatically duplicate them all the way up top. So let's just add a cylinder and scale it in, scale it down. About there. It's probably good. And well, a little bit more. Not so much. Yeah. Smooth, hit smooth, and there we go. We've got it already. Looks like we have the top closed off, and I'm not sure how the inside looks, but I think it could be okay like this. It should be okay. Alright, so now what's next is just adding a lamp at the bottom of every one of these. So we will add a UV sphere, scale it in, move it up about there. For some reason it looks like it's only on one side. So it might actually be on one side, like that. Let's go into solid, actually wireframe. We can see how it is positioned. That looks pretty good to me, I think. We can test to see with the material, just to see how it works out, how the materials look. We can start adding materials now. I think that's, yeah, that's perfect. Alright, so let's delete this scaling, measuring cylinder. Let's add a new material. Let's call this cloth. I can't even type. Cloth material. Alright. Let's add another material. Call this silver, or I'll just call this metal rings. And I think that's all we have here. It might be different materials, but I don't know why they would be. We'll just do the same material. And it might even be, oh, I'm not even cycles render. Sorry about that. Just click use nodes if you're not converted into, if you didn't do what I did, or if you did do what I did. Alright. So let's apply these materials to the different objects. Let's select these rings, the ring, and assign, no, not cloth material, assign metal rings, and assign the cloth material to the cloth piece. And let's click on this button and select metal rings. And they'll all have the same materials. So if we change this, go to settings, change the viewport color, we'll see that, oh, okay, yeah. We'll see that cloth material is changing. The metal rings, we'll just do a little bluish color, and we can tell the difference. They're all the right ones. They're all selected. They're all assigned to the right. The materials are assigned to the right objects or parts. So let's add in a anastrophic, I think. That's what you can use for brushed metal, which I think it looks a little bit brushed. Not sure. Kind of. Let's change the roughness to about, let's see how it looks. Oh, our background is looking very dull right now. Let's add a plane just to have some shadows. And let's make the background brighter. Maybe we'll just make the background black. And we will extrude this to make, let's set up a backdrop here. Let's have a quick backdrop. And smooth that. And let's add in some edge loops. There we go. That should be good for now. Just move my camera. Camera should be facing the right view, I suppose. Actually, left view. And let's move this in. Scale this side to side. Scale this on the y-axis, just so that it's not, so that it's covering the edges of the camera. So it's not showing the background. We don't want it to show the background. And let's just light this up with a few planes. Let's do the 2-point lighting. Put 2 different planes on either side. Bring them up. Rotate them 90 degrees. And rotate them about 45 degrees. Again, this doesn't really matter. You don't have to do this part. You could skip it if you want. But I'm just doing this so that I can see what this thing looks like. The metals and materials look like if you were to put this in a house, interior design or architectural rendering, something like that. So I'll go ahead and change this to emission, as well as this one. Change this one to about, I usually like to go with different colors. It makes more of a creative lighting. Usually makes it look interesting. Maybe I'll just leave white and orange lighting. This one's not an emission. Need to change it to emission. And maybe brighten it up a bit. Brighten this up a bit. I think I'll leave them both white. That's probably better. Sorry about that. You don't have to do this part, like I said. Alright, so it's looking pretty good. I think the metal's looking a little bit too shiny. It's a little bit less. 0.09 maybe. Maybe 0.1. See 0.1. Might also just be the lighting, and it looks like our bottom piece is sticking through the ground. So we'll need to bring this up a bit. Let's select it and drag it up just a bit. Right there. It's almost perfect. Right there. Perfect. Okay, let's render that. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good so far. A little bit too shiny though for me, I don't know. It's a little bit, maybe it's a little bit more grayish silver. Let's change the anisotropy. Anisotropy, yeah, I think that's anisotropy. And anisotropy? 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 Rotation. Huh. Actually looks like it's more of a line going that direction. No, I think it's horizontal. No, not horizontal, vertical. Let's see, 0.5. Let's just see how this looks. Looks pretty interesting. I think it looked closer actually. Yeah. Let's put 0.4. You can really play with this, figure it out. Try to see what you like best. Or try to find out what looks closest. I think that looks good for now. Yeah. Probably just go with that. Another thing is this ring looks like it's not really might want to delete these faces and just add a solidifier modifier. Let's just do that. Add a solidify modifier to everything, and that will look pretty good. I think I'll match the realism a bit more. It might, especially if you're looking close at the lamp. Yeah, I think that looks good, so we'll leave it like that. And now we will change or modify, add our material for this piece, the cloth. First, I just noticed right now, I think in the image, if you look close, it looks like almost like there's a closing off point at the top. So what I did is I just added a extrusion. I extruded this in a bit. About, I think maybe if we did it like this. Okay, I think I extruded it in like this. So what we could do is just duplicate this, move it inside, and then extrude it in like this. Just so that we have that extra space in between. As you can see in the image, there's a little bit of a edge or a little lip right there, you can see. It goes in. So I think we'll just do that for now. And that should add to the effect. Alright, and I think we're done besides... That's not looking too good. That's too high, the piece right there. So for some reason it's above the other piece at the top. Yeah, looks like a pineapple ring. There we go. You can just bring it down. There we go, that's looking great. Alright, I think we're done with that. Now we just have to add a material. I forgot to add a material to this object here, which is going to be our source of light. So let's just add a new material for that. Let's call this light. You can call it whatever you want, but I think I'll just call it light. Assign it to that. Change this to emission. Let's change this to 5. Let's see how that looks. Actually, we can't even see anything. I forgot about that. Let's make it 10, and we will see the results once we change material for the cloth part of this. So let's select the cloth material. Change this to, let's try translucent first. See how this looks. I think we might have to mix a few materials. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to mix this. Let's do a mix shader and mix it with a translucent and a velvet. I think I'm going to try that for now. No, I don't know about a velvet. Translucent and transparent, maybe. Let's change the sigma. It just turns black. 0.5. Yeah. 0.5. That was already at 0.5. Let me do 0.3. So very noisy. It's not looking as wide as I would like it to look. It looks more. Well, let me change this lamp to orangish color. This light material. See how that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know. I want to change that. Yeah, okay. Let's try transparent. I think I did this with transparent. Sorry about this. I'm still figuring this out. But I still play with it and try to figure out, change the materials around and try to make material out of it. I might even be able to use a diffuse or even a glossy shader. Just like Enterprise said, almost everything in the world has glossiness to it. Even cloth sometimes. This cloth doesn't seem to at all, though. It's looking a little bit better. I'm not supposed to be able to see the shape of that, though. Let's try a... either a fraction or a glossy. That's what I'm thinking, maybe. This is going to be very subtle. It's not going to be very... maybe like that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's looking a little better, maybe. Let's see, 0.2. Gives it more of the translucent, less of the glossy. And I think that looks okay. Yeah, so far that looks okay. What we need to do now, though, is just change in the render settings. Let's go to light paths and maybe filter glossy 0.01. And volume, let's go to sampling 0.1. Let's try that for now. Let's set this to 100 and render. Let's see what we get. Wow. That doesn't look like it looked in the render viewport. Let's change this to 0.1 maybe. Gives it more translucency. No. 0.6. Maybe that's what gives it more translucency. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's give it a glass instead. Let's just try that for now. 1.2. Let's give it a roughness of 1.5. 0.15. That's not going to look good. Let's change the roughness to a full amount. See how this looks. Maybe the light inside is not bright enough. Let's see, light, 15. Alright. Let me see if I can find out a better way to do this material. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and I found out the best thing probably to do would be to add just a subsurface scattering material and mix it with the glass, or the other way around, or even with the translucent, because it gets really noisy when you use this. So maybe we'll try the translucent. Sorry about this, I'm just really experimenting with this because just going with you, you know, as you're making this material, you can see what I do, just try to experiment, just like I'm doing. And I think this might actually be the solution. Just a translucent with a subsurface scattering. We can see in this render, it's looking pretty good, I think. Adds a nice, smooth, creamy look to it when you add the subsurface scattering, usually. Like more of a natural looking piece of cloth or something. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Just see what this looks like when it's done rendering. It's looking pretty good. Definitely is a dull looking image. But yeah, that's pretty much the basic modeling. I don't know about the materials though. If you didn't like the materials, don't worry about it. I am not an expert at this. I'm not trying to be an expert. At least at the materials part of it, I'm trying to show you how to do more of the modeling. I know more simple, well, I know materials, I know how to do materials, but in this instance, it's a little bit different and a little bit difficult to get the right material. But at least I tried. So yeah. I hope you like the materials, hope you like the tutorial, and if you like it, give it a like, thumbs up. Thanks guys, and check out my other channels. We have lots of other channels. Yeah, can't wait to do another tutorial. See you guys next time.